guys? Brett from Alberta Boys here. Welcome back to another episode of Alberta Boys TV. We got an episode packed with the 72 that we're working on. We're gonna go check out the guys from Bulletproof Bumpers. We got some cool things to show you here from within the province of Alberta. Time to cut some frame. Excited for this. We haven't shortened a frame before like this, and so something new, something different. Always love that. Love the challenge. Cut? Yep. Beautiful. Well, let's take a double check over everything here. Honestly, the kit that's made for this thing is just awesome. It really helps you with cut placement, rivet placement, bolt placement, and Brothers just did a fantastic job of making this kit. We should be ready to grab this frame and slide it out. If you want to go ahead and cut that second part of our frame, right along these notches. Felt a little wrong, but I was really excited for the shortening. Something we haven't had a chance to do here in the shop yet. And ladies and gentlemen, she is a short frame. These trucks were known for exploding back in the 70s because the gas tanks used to be actually underneath the driver's seat. And so this is a relocate. And now after this relocation, we're gonna have to relocate her again. Yeah. Whoa! That's what you call not centered. That is not centered. There we go. Fuel tank is out. Yeah. Okay, so we got the frame out. We shortened it. Now it's time to relocate our cab mounts and our box mounts. This Brothers kit that we got is just an awesome kit. It gives us everything that we need to relocate all this stuff. And now it's time to relocate the mounts before we take the template and move it to the back. For various explosion reasons, I'll take and move this gas tank aside. We almost got that level of danger that we were looking for. That's justice why all the drill batteries are dead. The guy that's known for parts for these trucks in this area is Scott Super Trucks. We went down to Scott Super Trucks and he could have just about everything you can think of for the 72. I started asking guys questions about 1972 GMs and everybody pointed me to Scott Super Trucks. I started off with a box. We knew the box needed replacing because we had a long box, we needed a short box. So went down to Scott's to ask him, could he help us out with a box? He's got a graveyard that is a picker's dream. You get into the back there and you see all sorts of stuff for all these beautiful Chevys and GMs, and he is the man with the plan to get you what you need. Throughout the 72 project, Scott's a man that I've used his wisdom quite a bit. He knows lots about this exact year, make, and model. Scott's is one of those hidden gems in Penhold, just 15 minutes north of us. Here in central Alberta, the automotive scene is much larger than you think, and in all towns, big and small, you find all sorts of shops. We've got the 72 here now. We're just about done cutting up the frame. Got the last little bit to be cutting off the end. Now that we got the box here and put together, we know how far we need to be coming to do the last of the cutting. Today we're gonna take off the front clip, get the doors off, start cutting out the rockers because we're replacing some of the rockers. We're gonna get the glass out of the truck. Back in the 70s, they didn't urethane the glass in. It's just in with a double seal, so we're just gonna pop it out, get it out of the way, and we're gonna have some fun putting this thing together. One of the first companies to join in with us was Bulletproof Bumpers. They put out a premium product, stuff that fits like a glove every time, some of my favorite running boards, and they live up to the name, Bulletproof. This stuff is tough. I've seen deer versus bumper, no dent. It's a great way to make minced deer for supper. The guys from Bulletproof Bumpers are based out of Red Deer, Alberta, 20 minutes north of us. It's a short drive, and we love supporting local.
Yeah, so...
Oh man, that is cool.
Yeah.
Is your laser cutter?
Yep. So we're 2,700 watts, 5x10 table. Keep it running pretty much all the time. Everything's laser cut, etched, CNC formed, you bet.
Man, does that cut nice, hey?
Yeah, everything is marked too, and that's how we get our repeatability. Like, this gets bent at 50 degrees on that line, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Everything's got part numbers, so we can track it. That fits a 2017 Ford. It's part A for Slimline.
Super small details, eh?
Yep. So everything kind of comes in here. This is where it starts. It's like parts prep, so it's cut here, formed on the press brake, and it kind of goes on to the to-be built pallet racking.
So this is where we're doing the bending?
Yeah, so this is a typical press brake. It's 175 metric tons. So it's like, so like if we got to press,
couple pounds.
Yeah, if we got to press a bearing on something, we don't struggle at all.
No. This is what I need for the ball joints in the 72. They're stuck as can be.
You bring them by, we'll get them out. They might be masked and gone, and then from there it just goes on to the pallet racking. Each bumper's got a tag, it's customer name, what it's supposed to be, blah, 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 which is attached to a PO.
Plus, it's really cool to get to see where all the bumpers that we're getting are made.
Yeah, it's literally 100% done here. From here, it's pretty much just welding stations. Bumper comes in, it's put on a stand.
Looks like you've made your own stands?
We did, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all roll over and whatnot for finishing. So.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and everything's finished to like basically a glass finish. Yep. Because powder coat doesn't hide anything. It just
no, that it does not. It accents it, if anything.
There's no Bondo here. That's actually for an RCMP vehicle. For OE equipment on them.
Cool.
So, like all the Suburbans you see coming out nowadays.
Yep.
They got bulletproof bumpers. That one's going to the RCMP garage and everything.
So here we got a little bit more finished product.
Yeah. So this is just fresh from powder coating. It'll get packaged up, shipped up, and off it goes. Yeah.
Some of these might be for me in the very near future.
Quite possibly.
Because I got some coming.
Here we basically package everything up, stretch wrap, little QC, make sure everything's good.
Yep.
And out it goes.
I know we always get them on the pallets that you guys send. Going Places Courier comes and picks them up and drops them off for us. And I love the way you guys are shipping things. Because we get it in a proper manner where it's not all beat up. Because so often we get bumpers and they're beat up. Yeah, they're damaged pretty bad. But not from you guys. We've always gotten them like just beautifully. So how long has Bulletproof bumpers been around?
Bulletproof's been around since 07.
Oh yeah, okay.
Started out real small. We built a couple bumpers for one particular model of your truck.
And so was that you? Like that was you? So at that point in time, were you the hands-on guy? Like were you the cutter, the fabricator, the welder?
I literally cut, weld, and ground the first 1,000 bumpers that come through this place.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do all the design, and yeah.
So do you have an engineering background of any kind, or is it honestly through necessity that you learned?
Through necessity.
I know exactly what you're saying.
And test them and learn what works, what doesn't work, what's strong. Customer feedback has always been a huge thing.
Oh yeah, us as well.
Yeah, and we have an install shop, so we have a hands-on experience with the install of every model through. So if there is a bolt hole that's out a 1/16 of an inch, or this didn't slip on that truck, so there maybe needs to be more adjustment for factory imperfections, it gets handled immediately.
Well, I know any bumpers that we've got from you guys, like they're a bolt on. Like it's not like I'm taking them fabbing things, I'm drilling holes.
Yeah.
I get the brackets, I put them in, I flop it on, and she fits like a glove every time. So I've appreciated that from my end, because so often you get bumpers and you're like, man, how am I gonna make this thing fit?
Yeah.
And they've always fit. Well, I've seen some great photos of your bumpers versus Deere's.
Yeah.
It looks like an explosion and a wash for the bumper, and it's good to go.
Yeah, 100%.
And then so you started a small facility, and I know when I first met you guys, which is probably about 5 years ago, you were down the hill by the veterinarian there.
Yep.
So at that point in time, where was the company at? Like we're sitting a 5-year-old company at that point in time? Or?
As far as Bulletproof, yeah, we would have been 5-6 years old. Building 200, maybe 250 bumpers a year. Only building bumpers, none of the side steps and everything else that we're doing now. Nowadays, we're up to 12, 13, 1,400 bumpers a year.
Oh, wow, you're really pumping them out.
Yeah.
Plus the other equipment you guys are making, which is awesome, you know.
That's actually where it all started. I originally started working for James and then later become partner.
Oh,
and
cool.
That's when I come up with Bulletproof and that we're going to build bumpers and do a whole automotive side to the business.
Well, James, thank you so much for showing us around the shop. It's been awesome.
Thanks for coming.
I heard that you're kind of the founder and the guy that kind of, for the most part, jumped into this from the get-go. What is it that got Equalizer started?
So Equalizer started back in 1990, and we're 94 actually. And I was importing wheelchair accessible fitness equipment from Missoula, Montana.
Oh, cool.
And over time realized that, you know, a lot of the changes I was asking for, he was never able to do because he had a contracted manufacturer. And over time I kind of said, hey, let's start, you know, building them up here and making the changes that, you know, I would like to make, and I'll just sell those in Canada, which I did. And then over time he realized how much better ours equipment was than his, and basically shut down the manufacturing in Montana and started having everything built for the world, basically, because we ship to every country pretty well.
Oh, crazy.
In Alberta.
We had some of your clientele, like the wheelchair accessible stuff. Have you had some guys like reach out to you and just be like, man, thank you guys so much for kind of what you're doing?
Oh, it's amazing the feedback and calls you get and whatnot. And even, you know, some spinal cord injury hospitals in the States and whatnot, Craig Hospital in Inglewood, California, or Colorado actually. And a few others have asked us to design equipment for them because there's really not much out there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we built some specific equipment for them, and it's just evolved since there. There's a lot of different units and whatnot, and it's just, we might build, you know, 80 to 100 units per year.
Yeah, it's awesome. So how did the automotive side come into what you're doing?
So back many years ago, back in 2007, 2008, we had an oil field crash and whatnot.
Yep.
And at the same time, a bit of a recession in the States, and things really dried up. And Justin and I looked at each other and said, well, we need to do something.
Yeah.
And started just experimenting and building stuff. And certainly didn't happen overnight, but over quite a few years, built it into what it is today.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, so 1990, so we're sitting almost 30 years that you guys have been in existence.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for letting us come here and check out your facility, and I'm so happy that we got to see everything.
Thanks for coming, Brad.
As we took it on and we brought it in, we learned why people don't give quotes for these kind of jobs, why they don't give a price. All right, so now we got torn into the 72. When we went and opened up some of the rockers, we found some surprises, some surprise Bondo, as you'll see. Went back down to Scott's Super Trucks, picked ourselves up some partial panels so we could start doing some repair. So as we were opening some stuff up, we're tapping around, we found some areas that we heard, sounds like we got some thick Bondo, so we thought, let's take all this Bondo off. So we ripped open the 72. We decided to rip her open some more. We've discovered even more rust. Started to cut open the rockers, we had rice falling out from underneath, and we're like, man, like, what is this? Cut it open up the side to see a mouse has made its house here in the corner of the 72. That was the first of a couple. Now that we tear this open, we get the nest out, and we see the rocker is rotted out. So time to replace some rockers. As we get the rocker off, we see we have rotted out pillars, we have rotted out floorboards, and it was time to do some investigation. And then we have the person that helps me hold it all together, my wife, Christine. She is the person that's always gonna be here with me, helping me build the business, the person that's been here from the beginning, my main support.
Hi, I'm Christine. I'm one of the main sprayers and quality control here at Alberta Boys.
She doesn't like to admit it, but she's very artistic. When we grew up, I saw her doing tons of paintings, all sorts of different things, so that's why she has that fine eye for the detail.
I like doing design and taping, the fine details, because it's particular and tricky. Brad isn't known for his lengthy patience. If there's something small detailed, takes lots of patience, Brad will pass that on to me.
She is my patience. I don't have much when it comes to patience. So when it comes to those really fine things, you're looking at a platinum badge you see on the back of a truck that we've done, and you see the separation between the two tones and the word platinum, that's Christine. It is something I can do through extreme frustration, but it's something she does with joy. We complement each other extremely. I, high energy, talk lots person. Her, still good for energy, but not much of a talker.
I told Justice that you do the talking, I'll go spray the parts.
Trying to even get her here in front of the camera has been a bit of a challenge. I'm really glad to have her here.
There, I have to do this again?
You know, there's many people that talk about working with their spouse and they go, yeah, I couldn't do that. But it works really good for me and Christine. are important. If my marriage isn't doing good, my company won't do good. So we really make sure to safeguard our relationship and our marriage, to be smart about what we say, how we talk to each other here. It's hard balancing family and life and work, but it's a top priority.
At the end of the day, going home, spending time with our family, having supper, it's really important.
You know, we want to make sure that our kids are confident and instill our good, strong family values that we've brought into the company as well, of honesty, integrity, and being a trustworthy person. Working with Christine is fantastic, but it comes with its set of challenges. There's days that are better than others, and there's days that are harder, but we always manage to work through it. We are our most accountable, most dependable people. Now that we've dug into the 72 and we're seeing what we're seeing, we know we have to do a lot more investigation to see what has to get done to fix this right. We now know we're coming in for a much bigger job than anticipated. We're seeing thousands of dollars worth of bodywork that needs to get done. So now it's time to make one of my very unfavorite phone calls. The call to say, we have found rust. He's gonna use that, I realize, which I hate. I mean, nobody likes rust. People think because we repair rust, that we must like it, because, you know, we charge for it. If we never had to do another rust repair in our lives, skipping a dance is what I'd be doing. Okay. No. Oh, dang it. I think we nailed it.